Aside from actual environmental stressors on your body, the state of stress is usually created from within. That being said, a lot of stress comes from perspectives that do not serve us. And most of these are centered around a lack of gratitude and a lack of faith. A lack of gratitude because you're focused on all of the things that are going wrong instead of all of the things that are going right. And a lack of faith because rather than knowing that you are being fully taken care of, you have doubt. And in that doubt, in that lack of faith, you are keeping your body in a stressed state so it is ready to take action, subconsciously thinking that this stress is somehow beneficial, but it's doing the opposite of that. It's keeping you in an attractor field where you're going to continue to attract more and more things that resonate with this stress, more things that will cause you stress. But there is an opportunity for change. These stressful events that I'm talking about that you're going to be attracting when you're in a stressful state are actually an opportunity to change your circumstances and your state of being. If you take these circumstances that in the past you would use as an opportunity to stress on and instead use it as an opportunity to really dive in and find something to be grateful for relating to it, or really lean into faith that everything's going to be okay, you're going to feel much better. Right away, you'll notice a change in your state of being. And in a change in your state of being, you're going to change your attractor field. In changing your state relating to your circumstances, you're basically communicating to the universe that you no longer want to experience these circumstances. Your state of being and how you respond to things rather than reacting to things is essentially saying yes or no to what's happening in this physical world. A very common source of stress is work and personal responsibility. Now you have to ask yourself, why is this stressing you out? Where is the stress truly coming from? There's one perspective that for me significantly helped bring peace and love and presence into everything I did throughout my day, whether it was work or pleasure. Honestly, anything I was doing. And it's that your purpose is whatever it is you are doing in that moment. It's not about what you're doing, it's about how you are doing it. It really doesn't matter if you're taking out the trash, doing something for work, going out with a friend, spending time alone, whatever it is, do it from a state of love. Open up your heart center. But above all, whatever you do, have an awareness of what your intention is behind what you're doing. Know that whatever it is you're doing in that moment is your purpose. That also helps take away the stress of, what is my purpose? Am I in alignment with my purpose? Because you are exactly where you are supposed to be in this moment. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And you might end up somewhere else in the next moment, but right now, you're here. So bring love to your state of being and act with the intention of spreading that love. If you're overwhelmed with an abundance of things to do at work, do your best. As long as you are doing your best, what more can be done? Honestly, if you do your best in any moment, in any situation, what is there to regret? If you're doing your best and that's not enough for your employer, maybe it's not a great fit. Maybe you're meant to be working somewhere else that will be more fruitful. Do your best and trust that you will be exactly where you are supposed to be when you are meant to be there. And trust and have faith that you will be taken care of. Honestly, not stressing is a choice. It's a choice to surrender. It's a choice to let go of that stress to God. It's a choice to embrace the perspective and the beliefs around the idea that stress and anxiety is not doing you any good. It's not helping the situation at all. Play with different perspectives. Find which perspectives help limit your stress, reduce it, or make it completely disappear. Okay, for my overthinkers, I know for a fact you are extremely stressed out individuals. I spent 2 decades overthinking everything. Presence is something that helps a lot with this. If you really think about it, there's different areas of time in which we overthink. The past and the future most commonly, and sometimes the present. So we'll start by talking about the past and the future, since those currently do not exist, only the present moment exists. If you're stressing or overthinking about the past, or overthinking about the past which is causing you stress, it has already happened. There is nothing you can do about it. And honestly, sometimes that perspective would stress me out. The fact that I couldn't change it, that I could no longer change whatever that situation was that I was overthinking about, would kill me. literally, because stress kills. But instead, I started practicing embracing a positive perspective of whatever it is that happened. So instead of focusing on all the things that went wrong that I didn't like or things I wanted to change, I started focusing on the things that did go right. And even the negative things, I decided to be grateful for them because I knew there was some reason for them happening. Whatever it was, I knew that something good was going to come out of it, even if I couldn't figure it out in that moment. Even if I didn't have the clarity to see the positive that happened in that situation, I just decided that there was positive in it, and that even if I didn't see it in this moment, I was going to see it at some point. And even if I never saw it, it existed. As far as stressing about things in the future, I became really well aware of my state of being. And I really started to understand that what you hold in mind tends to manifest. What most of you know as the law of attraction. And there's a lot that goes into why this happens, but we're not going to really focus on that. So when I caught myself stressing, which, little side note, is extremely important to increase your awareness so you know when you're stressing. But say you're aware that you're stressing about something in the future. All you can do is your best in the moment to ensure that whatever it is that you're stressing about in the future will go as best as it can possibly go. And part of that is taking responsibility for your current state of being and your current thoughts relating to it. If you hold in mind positive thoughts relating to something that's going to occur in the future and stay in the state of being that results from you surrendering all future possibilities to a greater divine will, it really doesn't matter what happens anymore. For example, when I started doing this, and now when I do this, I am truly okay with whatever outcome, whatever it is, because I have faith, I have trust, and I have perspectives that I'm not attached to, perspectives that I'm okay with surrendering and using as needed to help me find the truth in every situation. Because any perspective that isn't at least from a perspective of love is a focus on illusion. It's a focus on circumstances that are meant to bring down your vibrational frequency and keep you in a state of essentially hell. Your faith has to be strong enough to commit to doing your best to see through these illusions in your life, to not let them sway you. Mindfulness can definitely help with managing stress and with increasing the neuroplasticity of your brain, which will allow you to rewire these habitual ways of thinking that do not serve you. Thinking negatively has essentially become a habit that you need to break. You can practice mindfulness throughout your day by just being aware of when you're doing this. A lot of the time when we're stressing, we're not even aware that we are stressing. So I already touched on this a little. That's step 1. Step 2, if you want to take more initiative, meditate. Oh my God, just 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes will completely change your life. The key is to consistently do it. I kind of like to imagine it like this. Imagine someone playing a video game, and they've been playing this video game for 2 days straight. They haven't eaten, they haven't taken care of themselves, they haven't showered, they're just there fully immersed in the game. So immersed in the game that they have forgotten that it's just a game. They've gotten so absorbed into the character that they're playing that they've identified with this character now. Now, when something happens to the character, they automatically start freaking out and stressing because they're so fully immersed into this game. Meditation is essentially turning off the game, taking a break to take care of your being, taking a moment to unplug. And if you unplug for just 5 minutes a day, I promise it will greatly benefit your life. On top of that, you're essentially practicing entering these states of being. So if you take just 5 minutes a day, entering this really peaceful state where you're not so attached to this character that you're playing, think about how much more easy that's going to be when you need to do that on command throughout your day. When you're becoming aware that something outside of you is causing a reaction, you're going to be able to step back, realize the truth of the situation behind illusion of negative circumstance, and respond from your being rather than reacting from the current wiring of the character you're in. This is why personal development is extremely important, understanding the psychology of the character you're in, as well as spiritual development, understanding that you are not the mind, you are the being. This one's a really good one. Your family and your friends are your greatest tests in your personal and spiritual development journey. It helps to understand that everyone is doing their very best in this moment, It helps to become aware of why it is you're becoming irritated, taking responsibility for your state of being, choosing to intentionally change your state of being when emotions arise that you no longer want to continue to experience by letting go of them and surrendering them, by feeling them. I don't mean suppressing them, I mean feeling them, but then letting go of them. Ask yourself why this irritation or these negative emotions are arising and fully take care of that first. Focus on finding what perspectives will help you transform that state of irritation into a state of love. That's essentially what you have to do within yourself. Now, you've taken responsibility for yourself and worked on that. Now, that friend or that family member might genuinely be doing something of a lower vibrational frequency that is going to really challenge you because there's some level of comfort there, even though that comfort significantly varies across cultures. The key for me here is to stay in a state of love, to choose to love them unconditionally. And to love them unconditionally means to accept them as they are, respect them for the choices they are making with their being, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, and still choose to love them. Because in you doing that for others, you're also allowing yourself to accept that divine, unconditional love that's infinitely present around us. And to truly accept it, we have to give it. And I'm highlighting accepting them as they are. And I'm not saying accept whatever it is that they're doing as okay, but accept that that is the decision that they have chosen to make. Discern those actions and set boundaries according to those actions. That's really the key there. Unconditional love and boundaries. And also, don't beat yourself up if this is genuinely one of the greatest challenges in your personal and spiritual development journey, because it really is a huge test. It can be extremely difficult, but I promise you, with practice, it's possible. If stress is affecting you to the point where you're unable to take care of yourself properly, which is either causing you the stress or resulting in more stress, let me share with you this. And I'm probably going to make another video answering questions related to self-love, but quick little foreshadow there. Let's talk about self-love. When we were born, we were given a human, and this human has a name. My human's name is Summer. Most of us at some point in our lives come to identify with this human, and we now call this human ourselves. We live fully immersed in the mind of this being rather than living and experiencing from our being. When you understand that you are not this character, that you are not this human, that you are something much more, but that you are responsible for this human, things start to change a little. When you realize that you were gifted this amazing, perfect, beautiful human from the unmanifested infinite consciousness that some of us refer to as God, Source, the universe, whatever it is, divinity, this divine essence, this infinite, unmanifested consciousness of pure potential. When you understand that your being was given this gift from this divine essence, what other way to pay gratitude for this beautiful gift you were given than to take responsibility and take care of it? Now it's no longer do I love myself. It's how much love am I willing to give divinity, and how much love am I allowing myself to receive from divinity. Self being your being, your true self, your higher self. It's no longer about you from the perspective of identifying with this physical self. It's really about understanding you are a being with the responsibility to take care of this human that you are occupying. And why are you taking care of this human? Because you love it, yes, and you are grateful for it, yes, but an even greater, more powerful perspective that is much harder to turn away from is understanding that you're not just doing it for that human. You're not just doing it for your being, but you are doing it out of love and devotion for that source in which you came from. It's not about your mind. It's not about your body. It's not even about your being. If you keep full focus on your source, everything becomes much easier. Everything. All of the things I teach, all of the things you already know you need to be implementing in your life becomes much, much easier when you are focused on this divine essence. When you are devoted to acting out of love to be in alignment with this divine essence. When you allow yourself to receive the unconditional love that was given to you from this divine essence. Honestly, it'll solve all your problems. It really will. You'll realize there's nothing outside of you that you truly need, that you have everything you could ever need within you. You'll have more control over this mind that has turned into a parasite in your being and instead be able to use it to create. And attention is everything for creating. You were created in the image of your creator and contain a few drops of the ocean within you. In alignment with this greater power, with divinity, with source, with God, with the universe. If you create with full intention on that source, you will create beautiful, loving things, and your life will look absolutely amazing. Most importantly, it will feel amazing. And I promise you that because I have experienced that. If you have any questions relating to this, relating to stress, or relating to honestly anything, please leave those questions in the comments. If they're a bit more specific, I'll try to respond in the comment section. You are a gift from God, and I am grateful for you. Thank you for watching.